Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be my August reading wrap up. I haven't filmed one of these in quite a while, so I thought it would be good to reflect and let you know my ratings, etc. on the books I've read. We will first recap over the books I chose on my August TBR, and I will pop a picture here. So as you can see, I read 4 books off my TBR and then 2 I didn't. However, I did read another 3 which were just like mood reads. So not too bad, not the best, but however, like I say, they're just a guide. It's not I have to get them all read. It's just nice to choose some and try and get to them. But without further ado, we will just get straight on into it. I have my computer in front of me here, just so that I can tell you the star ratings and things of the books. So, in no particular order, I read one book that was really highly anticipated. I couldn't wait to read it. I'd seen it before it was getting really hyped, actually, and then obviously it began to get really hyped, and I thought, oh God, I need to pick it up and get it. And that was Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I just loved the cover and I just really wanted to read it. I'm not saying I didn't like it, I really did, and I am going to continue the series, but at parts I think it was quite slow for me in the middle. I gave it 3.5 stars, so this was the lowest rating of the August reading. And this follows Ophelia Winters, and she wants revenge. Something happened to her pet, or something happened to her parents. I won't go into that. And basically, she wants to know why it was covered up and things, and that's why she ends up going to Sorrow Song University. And obviously she meets somebody there, and it goes from there. But like I said, I don't want to spoil it too much, but I would say it's worth a read. It just wasn't my favourite book of the month, hence the 3.5 star rating. Then we had Spellbound by Georgia Layton. This book I gave 4 stars, I think. Yes, I did. I gave it 4 stars. This is a sort of a retelling on the Sleeping Beauty story, but it was so much more than that. It had different POVs in it from what I can remember. I did read it a little while ago. Yeah, it is. It's different POVs. You follow these different women, and I just really enjoyed the story. I can't even remember to tell you what it's about, so I'm going to read the book a little bit on the synopsis. So it just says, in a remote castle perched atop a windswept island, a long-awaited royal heir is born. In accordance with ancient custom, a blessing ceremony takes place to bestow the princess with magical gifts along with a terrible curse. That's it. A curse is placed on the baby, and we go from there. Well worth a read, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. The next book, I'm doing these really quickly because I don't want this video to be too long, was A Fate Inked in Blood. I gave this book 4.25 stars. Again, really enjoyed it. It was quite fast-paced, this book, from the very beginning. It's really fast-paced, and you get straight into the story, which I loved. There was no, like, I don't know, I do like build-up and I do like world building, but it was still world building, but really fast-paced at the same time. And it's about Freya, and she's in this trapped, unwanted marriage. He's awful to her, basically. But something happens, and then she ends up going on these, like, not games or trial. They are, I suppose it is a bit of a trial, maybe. But I don't go into it thinking it's games and trials. I'd read the synopsis. But there are sort of things that she has to do. But she has to do it alongside somebody who she's not particularly fond of, shall we say. And we can see where the story's going. I am definitely going to be reading A Curse Carved in Bone. I want to say that's what it's called. It might not be, but I am going to wait for the paperback to come out so that they match. And yeah, this is in a reading vlog. I think it was in a book scavenger hunt. I will try and link that down below. And then if you want to go and watch it for more of my thoughts as we go through the book, because like I say, sometimes when I do these wrap-ups, I can't actually remember a lot, which is really sad. But yeah, I highly recommend. 4.25 stars. Brilliant. Then the last book that I've got in my hand is Powerless by Elsie Silver. This was the last book of the month I read. This is the third book in the Chestnut Spring series, and it follows Jasper and Sloane. I really enjoyed this one, gave it 4 stars. I think they're all pretty much around the 4-star mark for me. Maybe slightly higher, I can't remember what I gave the other 2 books. But this is in a reading vlog, so if you want to go and watch that again, I will pop that reading vlog down below and you can go and see my thoughts on this book. But yeah, 4 stars, really enjoyed it, and they're so just quick and easy to read, and you pretty much know what's going to happen in these books, but they are just like nice, I don't want to say filler books, that sounds rude as well. They're books in their own right, but they're nice, easy books to read in between complex ones. So yeah, really enjoyed it. The next book I read was the first book in the Hunger Games series. So I read the newest book, which is Sunrise on the Reaping, a couple of months ago now, I think, and I really, really enjoyed it and gave it 5 stars. And what I wanted to do was go back, because I've never read the books, I've only ever watched the films, but the book absolutely mimicked the film. The film was spot on. They did a really good job with the films. So I gave that one 5 stars, and I think I've got the next one to read at some point as well for something. But yeah, not much more I can say on that, other than I really enjoyed reading the book version of it rather than watching the film. There were a couple of questions I had where I couldn't remember whether it had happened in the film, because it felt like it was emphasised more in the book. But I googled it and it was emphasised more in the book than in the film, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil anything. But again, the Hunger Games book was in a reading vlog, so I will make sure all these vlogs are down below and you can click through them and find these books in them. We then had Redeeming 6. How can I forget this book? This book, I didn't think this series could get any better than Binding and Keeping 13. I really didn't. And this book literally made me cry my eyes out, and I don't think I've ever done that. I think books have brought me close, but I've never cried. I read Saving 6 not so long ago, and I really, really enjoyed, is probably the wrong word, but I did really like that book. But it didn't quite live up to what I thought it would, and I thought, is Redeeming 6 going to be the same? But this book, the second part in that duet, absolutely surpassed all my expectations. I have now created a new rating system, and I am very, very tempted to bump this up to my 6 stars, because I honestly feel Redeeming 6 is the best book in the series so far. Let me know what your favourite book in the series is if you've read it. Obviously I haven't read Taming 7 or Releasing 10, but I'm hoping to get round to them soon. But yeah, just so that you know, Redeeming 6 covers Joey and Aoife, as well as Saving 6. It's their sort of story, and Joey is the brother of Shannon, who's in Binding and Keeping 13. So they all sort of interlink in ways, and you see the brother and sister's perspectives of their childhood, basically, which is utterly horrific in parts. It's just, go read it. I can't recommend it enough. And then I think this is the last book, and this book needs no introduction. This is in a reading vlog, and I think this book's coming soon in a reading vlog though. I don't think it's going to be out yet, but that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Absolutely amazing. I am tempted again. I'm going to say I rated it 5 stars for now, but I do think that this book is going to be bumped up to 6 because I just can't stop thinking about it. Like I say, I've done a vlog on this book, or this book was main part of a vlog, but it's not out yet. It'll be coming out soon. So please watch out for that, because that obviously gives my thoughts a bit more. But in essence, it follows 3 women from 3 different time periods, and all these women are gay and they are turned into vampires. And I don't want to say too much more, but the stories, oh my, they are just out of this world. Honestly, you follow the different POVs, and yeah, it's just, it's something I've never read before, and I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but I absolutely flew through it. I think it was 600 and odd pages, and I just devoured it. So highly, 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 highly recommend this book. So that was just a quick rapid fire of the books I read in August. Just wanted to give you some of my thoughts, and obviously, like I say, a few of these books are in reading vlogs, which I'll link down below so that you can see a few more in-depth thoughts on them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.